Good afternoon, everybody. Shalom from Jerusalem, giving an update on the election. I know some of you are saying, Jane, we saw Bibi had the biggest win of his life last night, so it's all good, he won, move on. Things are a little bit different down here in Israel. The Israeli parliament has 120 members. So in order to make a coalition, naturally you need to have at least 61 votes. What Benjamin Netanyahu did win yesterday, and it was actually a great accomplishment with all the things coming against him and people are saying, you know, he's done and whatnot. He won. His party, the Likud party, had the most votes. I want to say right now, nothing is settled. They are still counting the last vote. And when all the regular votes has been counted, there are still votes from the soldiers, people who are sick with the coronavirus who had to vote in a different place, people who are sick in the hospitals, people who are in prison, and all the foreign diplomats, all the Israeli diplomats around the world. So all of these votes will not be counted until the late afternoon or this night. So that's about 5%, and that could also change a little bit. So we don't have a final result yet. The last poll I saw was that Benjamin Netanyahu and his coalition's partner right now, as of this moment, has 59 seats, which of course is not 61, so it's still not a mandate. So when we are talking about Netanyahu won yesterday, it was because his party got the most votes. What is quite interesting is that the people living around the Gaza border actually voted overwhelmingly for the Likud party, for Benjamin Netanyahu. Another thing that happened was that the Muslims, the Arabs, let me say it that way, the Arabs here in Israel has a great turnout, and they are looking at 15 seats right now. So for anybody who's talking about occupations or apartheid or whatnot, the Arab party is now the third biggest in Israel. They were before the election, but it looks like they're moving from 12 to 15 mandates. Just think about that for a second. All the people who are talking about apartheid state, when was the last time the Palestinians had an election? Abu Mazen was elected for 4 years, and he has now sit those 4 years for 4 more years, 4 more years, 4 more years. So when the Arabs and the Palestinians are talking about apartheid in Israel, you can just put it right back in their face and says, when was the last time you guys had an election? Actually, right now, Abu Mazen is not even a legal leader because his term ended years ago. So that's why we don't exactly have the results yet, but in about an hour and a half, the Prime Minister is having a meeting with all the leaders of his coalition partners. And of course, then they're going to look at the numbers and they're going to talk back and forth. And some people are still talking about a unity government, that it would be good to have a unity government with the blue and white party. But what you have to realize is that if that happens, and they are going to make a unity government, the Muslims, the Arabs in this country are going to be the opposition. That means that the leader of the Joint Arab List is now going to receive intelligence briefings, because that is in the position that he's in, which is absolutely terrifying. You have to remember some of these Arab members of parliament are going to demonstrations to support terrorists. They are smuggling phones into terrorists who are sitting in the Israeli jail. Some of them are even not recognized that this is the Jewish nation. And all of a sudden now they have 15 mandates. So you better believe they're going to be pushing, probably going to be even more harsh and radical. So for them to be the leader of the opposition is actually quite frankly frightening to think about. So people are still talking about maybe someone from the left is going to jump ship, join camp. So Bibi will get those 2 extra seats, so he will be able to form a government. Time will tell. Of course, in the middle is Avigdor Lieberman, and he is the guy who's always in the middle, not supporting Bibi, but don't want to sit with the blue and white. So he is saying, we're going to wait until all the votes are counted, and then I'm going to meet with my people on Thursday, and we'll see what happens. So that's the best I can do for such a time as this, to tell you the situation. So today, this afternoon, 3 p.m. here in Israel, Netanyahu will be meeting with his coalition's partner, and of course they're going to talk and look at everything. But so far, votes are still being counted. Probably the final result won't not even be there. Maybe until tomorrow, or maybe even Thursday. But of course, Jerusalem Jane will do my uttermost to keep you updated about the whole situation. So continue to pray, because we don't have the final results of the election yet. Continue to pray for a strong government in Israel for such a time as this. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.